CryptoCast Daily is here, sharp, short, and to the point. Subscribe now and never miss a market move. Here are the top highlights shaping the crypto market today. Coinbase equity futures to blend Mag 7 tech stocks with crypto ETFs. Trump, XRP, and Sol options signal a potential year-end altcoin season. PowerTrade. Stellar Lumens gains 3% ahead of network infrastructure overhaul. SmartGold, Chintai tokenize $1.6 billion in IRA gold, add DeFi yield for U.S. investors. Solana set for major overhaul after 98% votes to approve historic Alpenglow upgrade. Jack Ma linked Yunfeng Financial to build Ether Treasury starting with $44 million ETH purchase. Sonic Labs commits $40 million to SonicStrategy as it eyes Nasdaq listing, U.S. expansion. XRP consolidates below $3 as RSI and MACD signal potential breakout. Bitcoin retakes $111,000 as risk assets reverse off worst levels. Somnia Mainnet goes live along with native SOMI token after 10B testnet transactions. Clean core in $175 million deal to establish a Dogecoin treasury, shares tumble 60%. BNB hovers near $850 after brief rally above $855 as sellers return. Kraken, backed bring tokenized equities offering to Ethereum mainnet. Bitcoin network hashrate returned to all-time highs in August, JP Morgan. The Ether machine gets $654 million ETH investment from blockchain's Jeffrey Burns. HBAR holds 21 cents support as volume patterns hint at bullish continuation. Crypto exchange Gemini aims for $2.22 billion valuation in U.S. IPO, seeking to raise $317 million. Strategy's equity shift is no retreat from Bitcoin strategy, benchmark says. Bitmine immersion boosts Ether holdings to $8.1 billion, with $623 million in cash for more purchases. Bonk holds firm amid $30 million corporate deal and token unlocks. Stay tuned as we break down the details behind these headlines. Coinbase Derivatives will introduce a new equity index futures contract this month.
This offers investors exposure to leading United States technology stocks and cryptocurrency exchange-traded funds in one product.
Launching September 22, the Mag 7 Plus Crypto Equity Index futures will be the first United States-listed derivatives contracts to combine traditional equities with digital assets.
This move marks expansion beyond single-asset derivatives into multi-asset offerings.
The new index includes 10 components weighted equally at 10% each.
It consists of Apple, Microsoft, Alphabet, Amazon, Nvidia, Meta, and Tesla.
It also includes Coinbase stock and 2 crypto exchange-traded funds, BlackRock iShares Bitcoin Trust and iShares Ethereum Trust.
Contracts will be monthly and cash-settled, with each representing $1 multiplied by the index level.
Alternative cryptocurrencies could see sharp gains by year-end.
Solana, XRP, and Trump are expected to lead this potential surge, according to PowerTrade.
PowerTrade reported strong call option activity for December expirations in several altcoins, including Solana, XRP, and Trump.
This suggests traders are betting on an altcoin season towards the end of the year.
The platform saw over $1 billion in trading volume in August.
Call options made up about 68% of these trades, indicating bullish sentiment.
Solana saw significant call buying for September and December expirations, with strike prices above current levels.
XRP experienced large block trades in December expiry calls, hinting at optimism for regulatory clarity or ecosystem developments.
Stellar Lumens has climbed 3% as buyers pushed the token into new resistance levels. The asset found support at 35 cents following a wave of selling. Trading volumes above the daily average signaled sustained institutional interest. The move was helped by a volume spike, enabling the token to briefly pierce the 37-cent ceiling. This is part of preparations for Stellar Protocol 23, which aims to modernize network infrastructure. The Solana community overwhelmingly approved the Alpenglow upgrade.
This brings the network closer to its most significant technical transformation.
Almost 99% of Sol stakers voted in favor of the proposal.
52% of the network stakers participated in the vote.
The upgrade introduces a new consensus protocol.
It is designed to improve transaction finality and network efficiency.
2 new components, Votor and Rotor, will replace existing systems.
Votor will reduce transaction finality times to around 150 milliseconds.
Yunfeng Financial Group purchased 10,000 Ether for $44 million.
This Hong Kong-based financial services provider is majority owned by Yunfeng Capital.
Yunfeng Capital was co-founded by Jack Ma of Alibaba and Ant Group.
This Ether purchase is part of Yunfeng's expansion into Web3, real-world assets, digital currency, and artificial intelligence.
Yunfeng stated that Ether will reduce its reliance on traditional currencies.
It will also help facilitate its technological plans in Web3.
Other public firms like SharpLink Gaming and Bitmine Immersion Technologies have also begun pursuing Ether Treasury strategies.
Yunfeng Financial's Hong Kong listed shares closed over 9% higher on Tuesday.
SonicStrategy has secured $40 million in convertible funding from Sonic Labs.
This financing is structured as a 6-month zero-coupon convertible note issued in Sonic tokens.
The debt can convert to common stock at $4.50 per share if SonicStrategy lists on a United States exchange like Nasdaq and raises $40 million in outside capital.
These shares will have a 3-year lockup period.
Sonic Labs token contribution will be locked for 4 years.
SonicStrategy will use the funds to support its treasury, validator operations, and blockchain investments.
The deal is expected to close within 5 business days.
This investment is part of Sonic's broader push into the United States market.
Crypto markets are beginning September on a much stronger note after a difficult end to August.
Bitcoin rose to as high as $111,700 after United States traders returned from the 3-day weekend.
This is up from the $107,500 level seen at the start of September.
Bitcoin is currently trading around $111,600, a 2.5% increase over the last 24 hours.
Solana and XRP saw similar gains.
Ether, a strong performer in August, remained relatively flat.
A rebound in stock markets likely contributed to the positive sentiment in crypto.
Major United States indices initially declined, with the Nasdaq dropping 2%.
The Somnia Mainnet, a Layer 1 blockchain, is now live.
It features the new native token, SOMI.
Developed by Improbable, this follows a 6-month testnet phase.
The testnet processed over 10 billion transactions.
It also onboarded 118 million unique wallet addresses.
Over 70 ecosystem partners have also joined.
Somnia founder Paul Thomas stated the testnet was tested like a real mainnet would be.
60 validators are onboarded, including Google Cloud.
Clean Core Solutions will use a $175 million private placement to create a digital asset treasury focused on Dogecoin.
The transaction involved the sale of 175 million pre-funded warrants at $1 each.
Over 80 investors participated, including Pantera, GSR, and Falcon X.
Proceeds will be used to acquire Dogecoin for Clean Core's treasury and support corporate operations.
The offering is scheduled to close September 4, pending regulatory approvals.
Clean Core's stock dropped about 60% following the news.
The Dogecoin Foundation and House of Doge backed the initiative to make Dogecoin the primary reserve asset.
Alex Spiro will become chairman of the board, and Timothy Stebbing joined the board.
Binance coin price is relatively stable around $850 after fluctuating between $840 and $855 over the last 24 hours.
Heavy selling initially drove the price down towards $840, establishing a support level.
Buying activity then increased, pushing the price back up to the current level around $850.
This rebound suggests buyers are willing to enter the market at specific price points, despite recent market caution.
If Binance Coin can maintain its position above $850 and break through resistance around $857, upward momentum could build.
However, if it fails to break through this resistance, the price may retest the support at $850 and the crucial $840 level.
The increased trading volume during the price recovery indicates potential involvement of larger investors.
The key support levels to watch are $850 and the critical $840 zone. The Bitcoin network hash rate returned to record highs last month.
It increased to an average of 949 exahashes per second.
This information comes from a J.P. Morgan research report.
Hash rate represents the total computational power used in mining and processing transactions.
The market capitalization of 13 United States-listed Bitcoin miners also hit a record high in August.
High-performance computing execution drove these gains.
TeraWulf announced a deal with FluidStack, and Iron expanded its GPU fleet.
With the hash rate at a record high, mining profitability declined as the Bitcoin price fell. The Ether machine has secured an additional 150,000 Ether from Jeffrey Burns, founder of Blockchains.
This investment is worth approximately $654 million.
This brings the company total to 495,362 Ether.
That is valued at about $2.16 billion.
The firm also has up to $367.1 million reserved for future purchases.
This assumes Dynamics shareholders do not redeem their shares before the merger closes.
Burns is expected to join the Ether machine board after the transaction finalizes.
The firm also plans a third fundraising round of at least $500 million with Citibank.
Hedera Hashgraph saw heightened volatility over the 24-hour period from September 1st to September 2nd. It traded within a 1-cent range between 21 cents and 22 cents. The token initially dropped to support at 21 cents due to increased liquidation volumes.
However, Hedera recovered, closing near 22 cents as selling pressure subsided.
Market activity suggests that bearish momentum weakened at the 21-cent support level.
Declining volumes on the rebound signal a potential shift towards upward momentum.
Hedera, like other enterprise-focused blockchains, is gaining investor attention.
This is due to their emphasis on real-world applications, such as scalability and cross-border payments.
Gemini aims for a $2.22 billion valuation in its United States initial public offering.
They are looking to raise $317 million.
The New York-based firm plans to sell 16.67 million shares.
The share price will range from $17 to $19.
Gemini hired Goldman Sachs, Citigroup, Morgan Stanley, and Cantor as lead bookrunners.
Gemini filed an S-1 registration statement with the United States Securities and Exchange Commission in June.
Gemini generated $142.2 million in revenue in 2024.
The initial public offering would mark a milestone for the Winklevoss twins who launched Gemini in 2014.
Strategy's recent share price weakness has drawn criticism from retail investors.
These investors accuse executive chairman Michael Saylor of undermining discipline by loosening a self-imposed rule.
This rule was against issuing equity when the company's premium to its Bitcoin holdings fell below 2.5 times.
However, this criticism misreads the situation, according to benchmark analyst Mark Palmer.
The stock's underperformance has more to do with market dynamics than with capital mismanagement.
These dynamics include a compressing premium to its Bitcoin net asset value and broader volatility in crypto and macro markets.
By updating its guidance, Strategy effectively restored flexibility.
This change allows the company to keep buying Bitcoin during periods of weakness, maintaining its accumulation flywheel.
Bitmine Immersion Technologies has increased its Ether holdings.
The Nasdaq-listed firm now holds over 1.8 million Ether tokens.
This is worth approximately $8.1 billion at current market prices.
Bitmine added over 150,000 Ether tokens last week.
The company has $623 million in cash for additional purchases.
Bitmine's stock is currently trading lower than its mid-August peak.
The company aims to acquire 5% of the total Ether supply.
It also plans to generate yield through staking.
Bonk experienced significant price swings between $0.00001991 and $0.00002123.
This represents a 45% trading spread and indicates increased volatility.
Selling pressure grew on Tuesday with an $11.41 million token unlock.
The token dropped to a low of $0.00001991.
This coincided with a volume spike exceeding 1.15 trillion tokens.
Despite the decline, Bonk rebounded at the $0.00001990 support level.
It recovered to $0.00002056, signaling potential stabilization.
Investor attention is now focused on SafetyShot's $30 million financing deal.
That's a wrap on this episode of CryptoCast Daily. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time with more market updates, bold predictions, and fearless crypto insights.